I'll never forget a weekend trip I took back in the fall of 2018. I'm an avid camper and usually hit the trails in the dense pine forests a few hours east of my hometown several times a year. This specific weekend, I just needed to unplug, so I threw my gear in the truck and headed out to a massive, mostly unmarked stretch of public forest. The hike-in was flat, densely wooded, and quiet. After about 2 hours of walking, I found a decent clearing, set up my tent, and got a fire going right as the sun started to dip. It's always surreal how a forest goes from a buzzing hub of wildlife to dead silence the second night falls. I was sitting by the fire, zoning out into the flames, when a bizarre noise cut through the quiet. It was music. It sounded like it was playing from an old phonograph, echoing through the trees from quite a distance away. I froze. Was there a massive group of campers partying out here? I waited a solid 30 minutes, but the song never changed. It was just the same instrumental jazz track looping endlessly. My curiosity eventually beat out my common sense. I grabbed my flashlight and started trekking through the brush toward the noise, leaving my hatchet and bear spray back at the camp. A massive mistake. The closer I got, the louder and more distorted the music became, but I didn't see the glow of a campfire or any flashlights. Finally, the beam of my light hit something sitting on a tree stump in the middle of absolute nowhere. It was a bulky, heavily taped up boombox from the 90s. No people, no camp, just this radio blaring into the void. Feeling a massive pit in my stomach, I walked up and hit the power button. The forest plunged back into dead silence. It felt like a trap. I practically sprinted back to my campsite. I felt a wave of relief when I saw the glow of my fire, but that relief vanished the second I looked around. Things were missing. My fire-starting kit, my cooking pot, and worst of all, my hatchet and bear spray, all gone. My blood ran cold. Someone had been watching me. As I frantically started shoving my tent into my bag, I heard it again. The jazz music. But this time, it was coming from the dark woods right on the edge of my campsite. I abandoned the tent, grabbed my backpack, and ran blindly toward the main trail. As the music faded behind me, I thought I was in the clear. About 20 minutes down the path, my flashlight beam hit something arranged perfectly in the center of the dirt trail. It was my missing gear. The hatchet, the spray, the lighter, arranged in a perfect, neat circle. Before I could even process the mind game I was caught in, I heard heavy boots snapping twigs just a few yards into the tree line to my left. I didn't grab my stuff. I ran for 2 solid miles in the pitch black until I hit the asphalt road. I never went back for my tent.